Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're continuing our conversation around the ego. If you remembered our last video, the first video of the series, we talked about ego as being this false self, this identity we develop in our mind that is created that keeps us separated from being who we really are, right? And so, one of the things we want to look at in the next three videos are some of the specific habits that lets us know that we're an ego. And so the first habit I want to talk about is a habit of pleasing other people or seeking external validation. And I know this was a habit that it took me, I had to do a lot of work to come out of. You know, when I was little, a little child, I was teased by some of the adults. I was a kid who liked to ask a lot of questions and was into all kinds of things. And, I was told both overtly and covertly that who I was, there was something wrong with who I was. And I started to believe that as a young child. And that started to become part of my ego. I started to develop my ego through those experiences. And so what I ended up starting to do was seek to please other people or to look outside of myself for validation from other people, seeking to have other people tell me that I was okay with who I was. And so what ended up happening for me in my life is, I would not show up as my authentic self in any of the relationships I was in. So for this person, I was this way. For that person, I was this way. For these other people, I was that way. And it ended up me not even really being connected with who I really was. And what that ended up doing for me was creating a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, and disconnection from myself. And it wouldn't be until much later in my adulthood that I was able to really reflect on the fact that I was engaging in that habit of always trying to please other people, always seeking validation, looking outside of myself to find out that I was okay. When the truth is that we're all born perfectly as who we are. There's nothing we never ever need to change from the time we were children. As a matter of fact, our natural expression, the gifts that we were born with that we start to show as a child is the whole purpose of why we came here. And so when we think about this habit of pleasing other people, we end up showing up in relationships not as our true self. So people never even really get to know who we are. And then we deny our thoughts, our beliefs, what we want to express in our life in a way that is so detrimental to who we are. So as we think about the habit of pleasing other people or seeking outside validation, it's important for us to know that we are good enough just as we are right now. And we don't need anybody else to validate our existence. And as a matter of fact, that you who are listening to this video right now or watching this video right now, you are perfect just as you are. So I want you to think about what are ways in your life where you see yourself trying to please other people, trying to get approval from other people, and just to notice how that habit's playing out. And maybe in later series, we'll talk about ways that in which we can break that habit. But the first step in breaking any habit is recognizing there's a problem. So again, I want you to think about what are ways in which you find yourself always trying to please other people to get acceptance or to get validation or approval from other people, and really understanding that you are good enough just as you are right now. Love you. Peace.